Okay, is everybody 7th or 8th at this point? I can't remember. 8th. Okay.
I mean, we're 20th level.
Yeah,
well, that would mean this would be like near the end of the campaign, if that's what you want.
Sadly, no, it is not. Not yet, at least.
Okay. All right.
You also got stupid in game. You got feeble-minded.
Well, same difference. It is the same difference. Let's put it this way. So you're effectively under the effects of feeble mind from a symbol on a door. We're going bleh.
Quite literally, yes.
I think you're at your existing spell slots. I need to look up the notes.
I mean, for some reason, I don't know exactly why, but I'm at, like, long rest capabilities. I have, like, full hit points, all my rages, etc. So...
Okay, well, let's just assume there was a long rest. You retreated and there was a long rest, and we'll start the story from there. Okay, so Monday campaign. Where were we? Okay, so you had entered the catacombs underneath the Davenport mansion, which is... The Davenports are a family of vampires, for all intents and purposes, that the party has been fighting for a while at this point. This is the sort of final showdown where you've tracked them down to their lair, and you're trying to get rid of them for once and for all. You have a large detachment of paladins with you from the Sisters of Mercy, who are exploring other parts of the lair while you're exploring this one, and clearing them out. Okay, so you went to the Library of Mysteries, which was the library full of incredibly magical tomes, and a door to the Nether, safely behind a safe that you opened up and almost got sucked into, and various other things happened a lot. Eventually, we
blew Skidoo to Tir na Nog.
Yeah. And then from the Library of Mysteries, there's two obvious exits other than the one you came in. One to the Rectory and one to the Arboretum. You went down to the Rectory path. That led to a shrine, which led to Kevin Davenport's room, which was one of the family you already killed in the past. You find out Kevin is an actual devotee of the old gods of Tir na Nog, and which makes Zumlar feel slightly bad, but but he was one of the first Davenports you ran into, basically, and so you offed him immediately. Out of Kevin's rooms, there's a secret passage to a large pool of clear water. Well, basically, clear water that's about roughly about 30 or 40 feet across. That is a portal to the Feywild. From which you can summon, if you read the runes, the Archfey Gwendolyn.
Which we did, and the conversation we had was, first stop, she said she could take us somewhere to fix Dirk. That isn't the, what do you call it, like, the Church of the One True God, because, like, as we're dipping our toes more and more into the Fey, going to them is a bad idea. And then after that, we would have another round trip to go meet the Huntsman.
So, Gwendolyn, her gossamer gown made of mist and starlight, her skin a dappling of the night stars on a moonlit sky. Her eyes sort of like glowing beacons of stars, essentially, against a black background. Looks at you all and says, "If that is what you wish, I will make it so." And she claps her hands, which sound like the tinkling of bells. And when the swirling and the tilting of the world stops, you are in a moon-dappled glade in the middle of some sylvan wood. It's like, though I cannot fix your companion, essentially, who's been struck down. Maybe maybe the Duchess of Dusk essentially can help her out. She stands between the winter and the summer court, and often it favors mortals. Her services will not. Her services will unfortunately not come cheaply, though. So keep that in mind. As you have made a bargain with me, you may make a fair bargain with any of the Fae in the Feywild and expect them to keep their word. However, our services come dearly. As he sort of dissipates into a cloud of fireflies that all sort of fly off into every which way. And you are standing in a midnight wood with what appears to be a single track path leading out into the forest that is at least clear. The rest seems to be like wild and overgrown and hard to pass.
What do I smell?
This is your opportunity to take the long rest because you hadn't taken one at this point. So you may take one here, and you smell essentially the a verdant and lush wood that has been untouched by man.
Other than that, nothing out of the ordinary.
There's pumpkin spice on the air, which you're guessing is the fairies.
Oh, we can't
Because
even
every so
escape
often
from
you
it
can
here.
see scooting around the woods of this Sullivan Forest a little glimmer of light that cannot be a firefly. It's far too large and far too bright.
At least it smells better than London in here.
Yep. It does not smell like horse manure and sewage, yes. And the constant coal, basically, the constant quote-unquote vapors that come from the factories.
I mean, I can take my armor off if you want.
Okay, so at this point, this is your opportunity to take a long rest. It looks safe enough. There's nothing immediately came out and tried to kill you, so which generally indicates in your as you do the quick circle the ground you're on at the moment. You don't see any signs of large predators. You do see the signs of some immense stag. So its hoof prints are easily like this size of your hand and a half. But you're figuring deer, even fey deer, are probably not super threatening.
Krishana's gonna look around. So, which way to the nearest inn?
Oh, we don't got those.
There's a high pitched tinkling voice comes back from the woods. It's like, no one here, mortal.
She's gonna start pouting. What do you mean, no wins?
You're in the lands of the Fae. There are only castles and open fields like this. Okay, and just as a side note, Burnheart, you're just here. I'm not gonna come up with an explanation of why you're here. You just are here, and you've always been here. And
maybe I'd showed up with the other paladins.
So you could have been. You could not be part of the Sisters of Mercy because they're all humans. So and since you're non-human, effectively, this would mean you probably might come in here as a resident of Tir Nanog, or basically you're the Feylands.
Okay.
So if you want to be here, that could be it. You could just walk out of the woods and be here, and that would be fine.
Yeah. So I walk out of the woods, and I'm like,
So if you want to answer Krishana's question, who happens to be... Krishana's a party girl, so she's always looking for the next place to get drunk or have a good time.
That's true.
all right. Here's a good place to have good places any to have a good time. And I sit down by the campfire, and I begin making the flames dance and telling a story or whatever about how our lands have been brutalized.
Okay. More and more fays, sprites and pixies and spriggans and brownies and gnomes all sort of collect around the edge of your camp as you can see various multicolored mushrooms and bits of leaves sort of detach themselves from the wood and walk up to your camp.
Oh, and everybody should get back 5 more hit points because our max was reduced by 15. And we're getting back 5 for every long rest. Is that right?
That is correct. All right, the Fae start passing out liquor, and you can hear the sounds of timbre and flute and fiddle as a sort of jaunty tune starts suffusing your camp with a sort of festival atmosphere. As you can see various individuals beginning to sing and chant and dance with abandon around your camp. Sort of bunting is thrown over, sort of silk bunting is thrown over your camp, and quickly, sort of like a festival tent is erected over the top of your camp.
And
The Burnheart seems to see this as an everyday occurrence, so he doesn't pays it no mind. Several of the gnomes, like Kid Brunhart, is like, You're such a downer, Burnheart. Essentially, we're in the Feywild at this point. Tirnanog may have fallen, but it is a small part, basically, of the fairylands.
I agree with him and joke and laugh it off.
Okay.
And-
Welcome, Jill. If you'd like to just listen along, that's perfectly fine. If you'd like to play, I can sort of throw you in a character. That's perfectly fine too. All right. So the evening passes uneventfully. Everybody roll me a random d20. Higher's better for your favorability with the Fae.
Fuck.
15. Natural 1 there, Ryan?
6.
15.
All right. Anybody that got 11 or better, nothing untoward happens during the evening.
Ooh, did I do that wrong?
Without the slash. It's a space.
Yeah, roll 20 is the slash one.
Niffler wakes up in the morning with like rainbow-colored fur and a pair of antlers, and is going,
Who does Bernhardt?
well, no, Sniffler, and then
Oh, okay.
Brunhard basically has honey in his helmet, and it's like, he's like, as you look at a particular gnome that you know well, it's like, I'm gonna get you one of these days. I'm gonna get you.
Mack just sort of wakes up and he's like, I've been speckled off. And he just sort of like looks at himself and makes sure all his bits are still there, and it's like, after he realizes everything's still there, and he just looks different, he's like, I'll live with it, I think.
Can I do something with you, Sniffler?
That depends.
I want to boop your nose again.
Okay.
You got antlers now, and she boops and casts light on his nose.
All right. There's a lot of giggling and laughing out through the Fae that are surrounding you as they begin to fade back into the forest around you. A particularly bold fairy with butterfly wings sort of points down the wood, the sylvan path. If you're looking for the Mistress of Dusk, her castle lies not too far that way. I'd beware the Jabberwock that guards her castle, though. It often likes to snack on the unwary.
Does it go snicker snack?
No, that is what the Devourable Sword does, my friend. Essentially,
Thank you.
the Jabberwock simply goes smack, smack. As Bernhard is trying to clean like a significant amount of honey out of his helmet, he's like with a cloth.
Thanks a lot.
Bernhard is well familiar with the Jabberwock. It is effectively a dragon for all intents and purposes, with a horrible bite that can sever limbs.
I have a strange fascination with large creatures that most call monsters.
Yes.
I often want to pet them.
There you
Like
go.
Hagrid.
You've gotten close to being able to pet the Jabberwock when it was asleep, so it's like you figure if you figure you've reached it at the right time just before dawn, you might be able to catch it while it's asleep and give it a good pet.
My aspirations are peaked.
Yes. All right, so if heading down that sylvan path, leaves crunch under your feet and twigs and leaves crunch under your feet. Some of them basically, some of them make indignant outcries as you almost step on various fae, because this area seems to be lousy with them, as various leaves and twigs zoom out of your way from underneath your feet as you're having a hard time telling which is which, but you don't seem to step on anything and get a different type of indignant squawk, so you're figuring, okay, well, whatever, there's nothing I can do about that. It's maybe about an hour later. It always seems to be this sort of perpetual dusk around here, as it casts long shadows over everything, sort of making it look like there's something moving in the woods, sort of following you along. While that is actually the case, it's hard to tell what exactly that is at times. Nothing, however, jumps out and attacks you. As you clear the edge of the forest, you sort of look back. You're sort of standing slightly on a raised hill, looking back over the forest, and there's just miles and miles and miles of this forest, as far as you can see in the horizon, going back into the horizon, with little dots of light speckling the forest all around you in a sort of semicircle, and then directly in front of you is a sort of significantly less forested land made up of perfectly rounded green mounds with a single tree on top of each hill. It makes it look artificial and weird, and you can see every so often this long, scaly green monster with 4 sets of horns and lantern-like eyes slither through these hills, and then sitting on a larger hill, like off in the distance, is a castle, sort of set off from the horizon by some unseen backlight. Perhaps it's the moon, perhaps it is the dawn yet to be. Could be either, but there's just sort of this black silhouette of a castle, perfectly cut out of the night sky, basically sitting on a hill on the horizon. You can see the Jabberwock scooting around at this point. The Burnheart sort of points off to the right that his lair is just to the right of the castle, just there. You can just barely see that sort of mounded hill off to the right of the castle. There's a large cave where it lairs. It's like all of you, not being natives here, are going. It's like Burnheart says it'll go back to its lair sometime just before dawn. Burnheart points out it won't get much lighter than this, but it will be dawn in roughly about 2 hours.
2 hours. So, is anybody else interested in the Jabberwock?
Dirk's still drooling.
Yeah. I'm interested in not getting eaten by it.
That doesn't look like something I'd want to pet.
You can't judge a monster by its exterior. You gotta judge it from the inside.
That sounds like an even worse reason to go up and pet it. That sounds like it's going. Yeah.
How long would it take to walk over to it?
The Burnheart knows a secret way through the hills that will take you just 30 minutes, but if you were actually just to walk the road, it could take you north of almost a full 2 hours. As distances are very deceiving here within the Feywild.
Alright. I vote
The
we
secret
go.
way will take you around the Jabberwock and straight up to the castle gates. The road will definitely mean that you will run across the Jabberwock at that point. That or the Jub Jub Bird or the Bandersnatch. all possibly not so nice encounters.
I'll leave it to those who have been playing longer.
The shortcut sounds preferable, I think.
All right. Burnheart heads over to the shortcut. He takes a sort of immediate left out into the edge of the forest. We'll walk along the edge here, and there'll become another path apparent, essentially lit by moonlight. If we are to walk that, we'll probably only encounter the Bandersnatch on the way over. But it is a wily and conniving animal, so you may be able to talk it out of a fight rather than having to fight it. So you walk along the edge of the moonlit edge of the forest. The trees have a sort of silvery sheen, and you can smell the fresh loam, fresh smell of turned earth in the air, and the smell of a recent spring rain washes over this area as a cool breeze washes over you. The moonlight, there's a sort of shimmering path as if it's been lit by moonlight, even though there is no moon in the sky. It's just sort of this perpetual dusk. The shimmering path that looks almost silver in nature when you look at it at the right angle winds its way between the hills here. The path is clearly delineated by these heavy white stones, and it sits maybe about 15 feet wide. And it winds through the hills. Burnheart steps upon it, and it shimmers as if animated by its own internal magic. And as every step basically causes, and every crunch of stone on the path causes the sort of shimmering, the path itself basically to shimmer and swirl. It's like, all right, this will take us directly to the castle. As he boldly moves along the path. Looking to your right and left, perception checks.
Can I use my smell here, or is this purely
Sure, you can.
sight-based?
And I'm guessing Dirk's not going to roll.
Krishana's just dancing around on the stones, enjoying the light show.
Okay.
I got a 16 perception with smell and hearing.
Okay. The Brunhard mentions the Bandersnatch, to his recollection, smells like cookies. So if you smell of pastries or sweets, the Bandersnatch is nearby. So the okay, does anybody sort of scout the path ahead, or are you just sort of like doing the amoeba defense and everybody is just sort of heading down the path together?
If we have a rogue, I can give you a pass without trace, or I could give us all pass without trace.
I am a rogue, but I'm stupefied, so I'm an inactive rogue.
Would you like it just on yourself, or would you like it on all of us?
No, I'm stupefied, so I can't do anything. I'm being piggybacked by the barbarian.
Yeah, keep in mind, pass without a trace is you cast it on yourself and it affects an area around you. It's not something you can cast on other people.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Okay. So you would have to accompany them if you wanted to do this, and that'd be fine, by the way. So.
Okay. Yeah, I have disadvantage on stealth checks until I fucking figure my armor shit out. Until I kill something big and skin it.
No problem.
Or wood. Druids can use
Or you
wood.
could wear dragon mail, or there's lots of different options essentially you could do to fix that problem. So
yeah.
Okay, so Dirk, you can effectively still make simple plans and thoughts. Essentially, you're just not particularly great at the planning.
Okay, that's cool.
It's like someone has to basically carefully describe to you what to do, and even then, you might basically quickly forget what you were doing. But it's not that you can't do anything.
Man, that sounds just like me in real life.
I was thinking
Faith would agree with me if she were here.
Can
And
Krishana pick up a few stones?
You pick up a few of the shimmering rocks. They still shimmer in your hand as you sort of toss them in a pouch by your belt. Okay, continuing down the path. So are we sending any scouts or familiars or anything along those lines up ahead?
Do I smell any cookies?
Well, I guess this depends on whether or not people are scouting ahead.
Dirk can scout ahead. He's got a +9 for stealth.
Okay.
To do basic
Okay.
shit. And then he can use telepathy within 30 feet to let you guys know if he sees anything.
Okay, the telepathy part is definitely not working.
Oh, huh.
Because your communication is limited to at the moment. But
Okay.
well, Krishana, do you want to send your crow ahead to basically scout ahead?
Someone's got to get me stop playing first.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Does someone just grab Krishana and say, "Hey,
Oi.
send your crow ahead to scout"?
Oi, can you get your little bird friend to look ahead for us,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sure. And then
please?
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll look
The crow-eye view essentially quickly reveals the Bandersnatch is this sort of like huge striped cat where all the stripes actually seem to be invisible. Where every striped bit, your crow seems to be able to see like terrain through it as the. It's sort of like sitting like a giant slinky on the side of the road at the moment, almost wholly invisible from the roadside view, but it's like waiting in a valley where you would be easily surprised if you wandered on by it. It's like, the crow reports back, it's like, yes, the Bandersnatch is up ahead, mistress. Maybe 200 or 300 more steps.
I will relay that to the party.
Right.
And you said we might be able to make a deal with the Bandersnatch. Is that right?
Like Bernhard says, yes, it is an intelligent, it is an intelligent and thoughtful creature, though very, very hungry all the time. If you perhaps were to treat it to something delightful and tasty, it would leave us alone.
Ooh, I got some candy.
I could summon such a beast now.
All right. Do you want to use conjure animals to basically summon up something to feed the Bandersnatch?
If they
Uh,
are those fey, and so if you eat them, does that work?
There are animals that are in the Feywild, by the way. Just like at least what passes for animals around here.
Okay.
You might have to hold a conversation with your dinner, but it's like they are animal. They are considered animals.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cast Summon Beast. Now,
You summon a particularly large rabbit. It's like the size of a small
it's a
hound.
second level spell.
Yeah. You summon up a large rabbit, roughly the size of a small hound. It's like,
Okay.
you have wished it, so I have come, Burnheart of the Duskwood. What do you wish of me?
Oh shit! I didn't know you could talk.
Well,
Now
Burnheart
what?
already knows like 90% of the animals in the Feywild can talk.
Oh my god! Now I feel terrible. Oh god. Oh fuck. What have I done? All right.
Burnheart, you gotta remember, essentially, this is normal fare for him. It's like he hunts like talking animals all the time because he's a carnivore. It's like, it's slightly distasteful to be sure, but he just like
Do you want me to tell it?
You do it. I can't.
She goes over and starts petting the bunny. How would you like to be dinner?
your dinner or something else's dinner.
The Bandersnatcher's up front. It doesn't look nice.
Will it save your lives?
Most
Yes.
likely, yes.
You will be doing the great honorable sacrifice.
I have kin. Would you reward them, essentially, for my noble sacrifice?
I just look at Burnheart.
Um, what could we offer your kin that would merit such a sacrifice?
Well, a small thing, essentially, for such stout adventurers. A bag of gold.
I believe that can be arranged.
Oh yeah, Bernhardt, by the way, you have 1,600 gold and 3 healing potions, and we'll work out magic items by using that gold to buy stuff later on. But for now, just assume you have at least a +1 magic weapon.
Okay.
Right. Leave it by that tree hollow over there, essentially, and my king will pick it up.
All right. So I leave 100 gold pieces by the. Is that too much?
That's fine. That is a bag of gold. 100 is a gold bag of gold.
Okay,
Well, Brunhard of the Duskwood, I am yours to command. Where is the Bandersnatch these days?
It is not. It is yet 300 paces that way, beyond the tree front.
So I go first and sate its hunger before you arrive?
I think
And
we should go.
And announce our arrival. To be short.
I will, Brunhard. And it sort of like bunny hops down the road, essentially at a high pace. You hear a bestial roar, and then you hear the bunny make this horrible bleeding noise.
Oh god. Oh. Sorry. Got emotional there for a second.
Then you see the glowing yellow eyes of the Bandersnatch as it slinkies its way down the road towards the lot of you as you're coming up the road. It's like, the hare told me, essentially, you had sent me a snack. I appreciate this excellent meal. As you can see, like, blood and gore dripping from its face.
Beautiful. To be sure, a gift well received.
Yes, very. I enjoy rabbit very much. Almost as much as flesh of mortals. But given that you have fed me and I did not have to battle you for this meal, what boon would you have me grant you?
Ooh, can I have big sharp claws? Or, can you make me invisible like you?
We entreat thee, let us pass.
A wise decision.
That's a better decision.
I think
Right.
Mac wants more wishes, right?
I mean, I do still technically have that monkey's paw, but I don't want to use it.
You may go. As it basically slinks to the side of the road and just peers at you with its giant yellow glowing eyes.
All right, let's get
Seems to
going.
be licking the last bits of hair from its like lips and jaw at this point.
A gust of wind pushes us forward.
Okay. All right. It's Krishana is sort of like making a meandering serpentine path down the road, kicking up the stones every so often. Everybody else is on edge, trying to look around you to see if anything else nasty is about to jump out at you. When you suddenly,
as we walk,
just as quickly as you had left the Bandersnatch behind, a few steps later, you find yourselves standing in the looming shadow of a darkened keep. It's drawbridge drawn up. There's a moat that is filled with sort of nasty looking spikes, and it's maybe about 10, 15 feet wide. And the drawbridge is up, the portcullis is down. You don't see anybody patrolling the walls, but it's easily like 40 feet up from the ground from here. Set off by the crenellations, so there's sort of the crenellations overhang by some like 10 feet, making it look like a nasty climb to get up there, even if you had a rope, even if you use a rope. So what are Brunhart goes, we could call out, but the Mistress Dusk is often away from her castle, and her Seneschal does not like visitors. There is a secret entrance through the back, through the dungeon, but there are dangers to be had if we go in that way. Or we can try to scale the walls, or we can entreat the Seneschal to let us in.
The what?
Seneschal.
Essentially, like the caretaker. Yeah.
The caretaker of the castle.
Major Domo.
Major Domo. Yes, exactly. Head butler.
You have failed me for the
Hand of
last
king.
time, Major Domo.
Okay. All right. So, what's the call at this point? Scale the walls. Try to ring the bell and summon up someone to man the gates and perhaps let you in, or sneak in through the dungeon.
I feel like talking would at least be a valid attempt. I think.
Right. There's a black iron bell sitting on hanging off a pole next to where the drawbridge would normally drop. It's like Brunhart points at the bell, so ring that bell, and whoever is available may or may not come to answer you.
Okay.
Okay, does
Krishana
anybody
goes
ring the
over
bell?
and just
If that is your
rings it
plan?
and casts Thermatology.
Okay, say again?
Krishana rings it and as she rings it, she casts Thermatology to make it really loud.
Make the extra
Nice.
ringing of the small dinky bell sort of like, it's not super big, it's maybe the size of your hand. You make the bell sound ring out across the hills. You wait there like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Eventually you hear all these basically locks being thrown. Somebody in heavy boots coming up a set of stairs. There's a lot of cursing involved. There's like, getting me out of bed at like this hour. You can see a sort of pointed hat of the shadow of someone with a pointed hat appear up over the edge of the crenellations. Their eyes sort of glowing a silvery white. They're human-sized, but effectively all you see is their silhouette, essentially, and their sort of like silvery white eyes, like the Heartless out of
Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts.
Hearts.
basically. Popping up over the edge. It's like, what do you want? Speak your piece, then leave.
Good day, sir. Do you have room for the night? I can give you 5 gold for a room.
Do we look like an inn to you?
Can you help my friend? She looks really sick. And she's going to point to Dirk.
Looks perfectly fine to me. Brains.
Don't look at me, Dirk. I don't have any. You have even more brains than me like that.
Like the shoo, be gone with you. There's I'll have no dirty adventurers trumping around the castle while the mistress is away. Come back in a week. Come back.
Sir, I am not dirty. I look fabulous.
The silvery eyes sort of squint as they look down at you. It's like, step back away from the shadow of the castle so I can get a good look at all of you.
Are we still in the Turnanog, or
You're in the Feywild. So Tirnanog is sort of like connected to the land of the Fey tangentially, because it's an actual Tirnanog is actually a place in the material plane on Earth. Let's put it that way. So the Feywild is an actual extra-dimensional place, just like the elemental plane of fire, for instance. So this is the actual true land of the Fey.
okay?
Gwendolyn has sent you here after you had bargained with her, and you owe her favors after this. You're not quite sure what those favors are, but it's like we got to get this fixed because none of us have the power to fix it ourselves at the moment. Okay, so do people step back into the limited light being cast by the sort of dusk sky, or and out of the shadow of the keep, or do you sort of like firmly stay planted where you are?
Krishana will show herself, and because she's vain, she does keep herself clean. With prestidigitation, I don't have thaumaturgy.
Okay, so just roll what is it? Roll performance for me to look fabulous.
Dirk will go
Fabulosity
over
check.
with Krishana. He's a little distracted,
24.
but he's not generally too dirty.
Okay. So what did you get again? Sorry. 24. Okay, so you are indeed dressed fabulously. Your blazer and silks are fashionable and well fitted. You're showing just the right amount of cleavage. Your hair is shiny and bright. Your face is not covered with dust and dirt and blood, unlike many other members of your party.
And I just bark.
A mangier group of adventurers I've never seen, except for you.
Dirk
You
will
do
go
actually
over
look very
in the light, and you want a performance, you said?
Yes.
Okay, that's a 17?
All right.
You can still make charisma and no, you can make wisdom checks while feeble-minded, but I don't know about intelligence or charisma. I'll leave that up to DM's discretion.
Charisma's still fine. It's like Krishana basically grabs Tree's arm and waves it vigorously at the Seneschal. It's like, all right, scruffier looking bunch of adventurers I have never seen, but you two seem to be passable. Like, you two, as it points to Krishana and Tree, you may come in basically and treat me and for suffrage with the court. The rest of you must remain outside. Are we agreed?
Are we agreed, guys?
Yeah.
I'll follow you.
Don't worry, guys. I got an idea. With my 8 intelligence, I have an idea.
Okay. All right. The drawbridge slowly cranks down to the ground as the seneschal barks some order to somebody that's below the level of the wall. You can see beyond. There's all sorts of these shadowy individuals that seem to be literally made of shadow with like glowing silver eyes, and and regardless of which angle the light shines on them, they seem to be basically like stark shadows against the background and with no depth.
Can I make a insight check and see if do I think this is in our best interest?
You're no insight check necessarily since you're a native here. Essentially, you've been a native of the Duskwood for a long time. Her seneschal is particularly prickly, but if you successfully negotiate with him, he is inevitably trustworthy. The problem is getting him to agree to anything. Yeah, the seneschal supposedly is a great wizard in and of himself, essentially. So, but getting him to do anything for you is a giant pain in the ass. So, he may ask some ridiculous, like burden upon you, essentially, in order to do anything.
Are we sending our best negotiators in?
Yeah, as far as if Dirk was of
Dirk
himself,
would normally be your best negotiator, but he is feeble-minded at the moment, so he can't really negotiate.
Yeah, Krishana would be the next. So.
And then Krishana is charismatic,
assuming she can be kept on task.
So,
if he
What do
heals
we
me, I can write songs to entertain him.
What do we need to get rid of feeble mind?
you need greater restoration, so you need a 7th or 8th level spell. So,
5th? Greater restoration is only 5th level.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not even close.
So
maybe if we hadn't multi-classed.
I don't think it would.
I believe even full casters don't unlock on until 9th level, so we'd have to next level. And none of us are full casters.
I think that's gonna be like clerics, because paladins
Yeah.
are
Druid,
half-casters.
full druids can get it too, but Burnheart, I don't think you're a full druid, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so all right, a small monk's gate is opened up in the portcullis. It's like as the sort of shadowy, heartless individuals wave the Krishana and Dirk forward. You can't tell which one of them is the seneschal. You can only tell by the voice, essentially, as you hear one of the shadowy and heartless individuals basically bark out orders in the voice of the seneschal. Come forward, come forward. It's like, the rest of you stay where you are.
To the rest of us, I would like to double back around to the supposed dungeon and just not go any further and just in the first room, just out of where the Bandersnatch or the Shudderwalk or the Jump Bird might be able to get us.
Okay.
If I were...
And I will make a note in the dirt pointing like arrow.
Well, this would be your opportunity. It's like you're figuring at this point, maybe you got about 45 minutes before the Jabberwocky retires to its lair at this point, so this might be a good opportunity to go visit the Jabberwocky's lair.
Yeah.
Because Bernard's of the opinion, basically, if we're going to get killed anyways, basically more of us is not going to help in this case.
Yeah, I have a fair point.
Let's go visit that Jabberwocky.
Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do the Jabberwocky's lair first. All right, you take a good 30 or 40-minute walk over to the Jabberwocky's lair on the hill right next to the Shadow Keep, the Keep of Dusk. There's this sort of Dr. Seuss cartoonishly round mound with a hole in with a like cave in the side that is also like perfectly semicircular.
This looks wrong.
It looks weird and unnatural to everybody's eyes, as if it were like drawn by an artist rather than or cut by magic rather than anything that occurs naturally anywhere in nature.
Yeah, this doesn't look
perfectly
right.
hemispherical dome of a cave. In the center of it is a large pile of money, essentially a dragon's hoard if you've ever seen one, and swords and armors and scattered around the edges of the place are like the bones of like dozens and dozens of probably poor unfortunates and adventurers and fae that have basically fallen prey to the Jabberwocky over time. You're all sort of stationed like just around the hill, just on top of the hill, looking down, waiting for the Jabberwocky to return. And true to form, its long, sinuous body scrabbles back into its lair and piles up into a giant coiled pile with its head propped up on top, just sort of peering out towards the darkness as his lantern eyes get heavy within less than a minute, and rather than seeing two dual car beams sort of like shooting out into the hills, they become lighter and lighter and lighter until there basically is no basically high beams shooting out into the darkness. Okay, so the Jabberwock is asleep.
I thought we wanted to explore the lair before it passed out. Or was I mistaken?
I'm saying you only have about 30 minutes to walk over there, and then the Jabberwocky is going to be coming back in about 10 minutes, unless you want to search in the 5 minutes you're going to have to do this and risk having the Jabberwocky run in on you while you're searching. Rudart's opinion is like, it's not worth it. Essentially, we can look while it's asleep. It's an astoundingly deep sleeper.
Is it? Oh, that's good. Do you think it's... if you can tell, what's the word? I've been burned by the Fae before. Do you think it's okay to take any? I know it's stealing, but like, does it have any other consequences?
The Jabberwock isn't a Fae creature per se. Well, the Jabberwock is obviously a Fae creature, but it's more like a mystic beast than a Fae that basically can cast curses. So
I'm just thinking of fucking.
Its treasure is unlikely to be cursed, unlike an Fae's treasures.
I'm thinking of the dragon from Norse mythology. That's like if you take its treasure, you become the dragon. I can't think of the the name
Yes.
at the moment. But I don't think the
Bernard
Jabberwocky is
isn't
like
aware
that.
of any such tales that surround the Jabberwock.
So this loot is, other than repurposing it, is won't have any undue effects.
Not as far as Bernhardt knows.
All right.
All right. You all sneak into the cave. Everybody roll me a stealth check, DC 10.
Hey Bernhardt, if you got that pass without a trace, now might be a good time for that.
I'm gonna pop that up real quick.
Okay, so everybody roll, just don't roll a 1.
Well, I gotta roll with disadvantage.
You have
but you got a
mithril armor.
competency
Oh, that's
bonus,
right.
so i.e., do not roll a 1 across 2 dice. Do not roll.
I got a 23.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me, Ryan. I completely forgot I had mithril armor.
You have +2 mithril armor. That's like... Never mind.
Probably never going to get better than that during the rest of the campaign. Let's put it that
Or
way.
like... Alan never had armor that was that good. I just had base mithril armor.
Wait, how do I do it again?
I think you just did it, essentially. So
Did it roll?
yeah, I did roll. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you want to do advantage or disadvantage, you can put ADV or DIS after your roll. Okay, so that's fine. Nobody wakes the Jabberwocky up. Its loud, sonorous snores basically echo across this perfectly hemispherical chamber. Every last bit of anything valuable has been gathered up under the Jabberwocky, and there's this sort of like band of maybe about 5 feet of gold that sort of sticks out from its immense green girth. The rest of it is like underneath, basically, its coils. You can see bits and pieces sticking out every like longer bits and pieces, like the arm of a piece of plate mail or the pointy end of a halberd, but it's like, or maybe the hilt of a sword, but everything else, like the actual treasure pile itself, is underneath the Jabberwock as it sleeps. You're walking around the thing carefully, trying to not step on any loose bits of bone, which there are lots of. It's like, well, this is like the same amount of treasure that you might find in a king's treasury or an adult dragon's lair, a hoard. It's like quite a bit. The Jabberwock itself is, however, the size of an adult dragon, so you're going, this looks like a nasty and possibly ugly fight if we wake this thing.
Do I see anything other like anything that might stick out to me? Do I see any like belts? Anything?
Roll a d20 to see if any of it is sticking out from underneath the Jabberwocky at the moment.
Maybe wrapped around some of the loose bones or something.
Yes.
All right, 18. That's pretty good.
All right. Yeah, you see a belt, like the end of a belt, sort of like sticking out between 2 coils of the Jabberwock, like a serpent's tongue.
Mm-hmm. I would. Okay. Out of character, I'm feeling fairly confident I can pull this off because at the very least, I know I have 3 inspirations saved up.
Okay.
So Mack will slowly creep over and carefully try to dislodge the belt.
All right. Roll me sleight of hand.
That's a 9, so I'm gonna reroll that. 17.
All right. You give it a firm yank to like pull it loose in one go, hopefully without dislodging a lot of coin at the same time. There's a little bit of tinkling of coin, and you freeze up for a second, and the whole Jabberwock like shifts, and you're going and then it all settles down, and it's like you have this bright red girdle with a giant like cowboy belt buckle that sort of looks like a woman's face facing to the left and a man's face, bearded face facing to the right.
What kind of loot is here in this cave?
Essentially, think of a dragon's horde. Essentially, so there's a little bit of everything like piled up underneath the Jabberwocky at the moment. So if you are looking for that suit of armor, there's probably one in there.
Yeah, but getting an entire suit of armor out from underneath a dragon without waking it. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Hmm.
The things that sort of stand out that look like it might be an easy fetch, though they are a little further up on the dragon, on the Jabberwock at this point. A nice looking jeweled polearm, like halberd, is sort of like sticking out that point out essentially from the from. There's looks like it'd be a pair of gauntlets that are closer to its tail that look like they might be fetched out. And sitting like right at the bottom of the pile, not even close to the dragon, seems to be the hilt of a sword, but is buried under a lot of coin.
I'm gonna go for the armor anyway. Like, I know it's not smart, but let's see.
Okay.
Does
You
that look like
can
grouping
see
armor?
like bound up in between basically two coils of the Jabberwock's green scales is a suit of a suit of like green plate mail that you're guessing is it sort of has the texture of wood, which you're guessing. Oh, okay, that is probably ironwood. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Let's see if we can go fetch that. All right. Let's see. Does anybody have an ability to toss silence down or anything along those lines?
It's just I already have.
Yeah, pass
already
without a
have
trace.
Pass
Okay.
Without
Got it.
Traces up.
All right. So I need a let's see here. I need a sleight of hand. I guess I will need 3 sleight of hands. You need to succeed on at least 2 of them. DC 18.
Could I use animal handling to keep it calm? I'm just kidding.
No, in this case, not even remotely.
Hey, wake up so I can keep you calm.
Oh God, here we go. What am I doing? Hey, it worked.
Your macro worked. I don't know about the sleight of hand check.
Oh, yeah, that is a problem.
Curiosity question, Lawrence. For the sake of our new member here, how many DM inspirations does he have off the rip?
0.
Got
it. Just trying to help.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Good looking. Good looking.
He does let us keep more than one.
Even if you don't succeed in this, you're going to pick up some inspiration because you were trying to achieve something, even though it's not in your character's best interests. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Would I, hypothetically speaking, would I be allowed to give him one of mine? Like,
yes, you can give inspiration to other people. But...
All right. I'm not going to do that just yet, but let's see how this goes.
Okay, keep on going. You got 3 rolls to go. I'm sorry, 2 more rolls to go.
All right. You're gonna fail otherwise, so I will give you one of mine. Which
Okay,
is a free
I wouldn't
reroll.
bother at this point. He needs to succeed on 2, unless people are gonna drop a lot more inspiration on this.
Yeah.
And it's DC 18.
It's DC 18, so his chances are really.
He's got a -1 on it, so
yeah.
That's
Yeah, I will motion at Burnheart and be like, no, come on.
Nope. All right, so I'm gonna give up.
Burnheart basically is relying on his height and reach to like partially scramble up the pile and like try to grab out the armor. He wrenches on it a whole bunch and it is not coming close. At this point, the whole Jabberwocky is beginning to move. Do you want to just roll an athletics check to like try to grab the thing and run out of here before it fully wakes up?
Yeah.
Okay, athletics checks, DC 20.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, that wasn't so great. This is one he's good at, so. Oh, okay. You're not specialized in athletics. Never mind. Okay. All right. It is just not coming loose. Basically, it's just like you're straining on it, and it's like
we can come back.
Several tons of dragons sort of like coil together and squish and hold onto it more tightly. The lantern eyes sort of wheel about and look at you.
All right.
Runeheart, back in my lair again. Like, what To what do I owe the honor this time? Looking for a back scratcher to go, basically. With your last achievement, basically the what was it? The chamber pot.
The chamber. Yeah. I seem to have misplaced my clothing. And I like.
As I told you
Like-
before, I'm willing to bargain for items out of my hoard, but you may not steal them from me.
I produce. Would gladly take the clothes off my back and this 1,500 gold pieces.
15
So-
bags of gold.
3. So that's the equivalent of 30 bags of gold. But yeah, 15 if you're willing to bargain for 15. I mean, just.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like he's just saying he wants 1,500 gold. So do you offer him? You're offering him 1,500 gold then.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna offer him the equivalent of 30. Well, is this? Wait, hold on. I want to inspect this further. Is this? This is just. This
You
is
have
what.
you have your paw on it at the moment. As
Yeah.
the Jabberwock's looking at it, it's like, it is a good suit of armor from the elves of Einhart. They're famous woodworkers. Like, it kicks it with one of his claws. It sort of makes a metallic ringing sound, hard as steel.
I'm
Still
out of
made
the
of
cave
ironwood.
by now. I don't want him catching me with the belt.
Okay, you exit stage right as you circle around the edge.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna
Good
keep his
luck.
attention on me, and just with this haggling, and then I'm going to
How about that in your magic weapon, and we have a deal.
and my magic weapon. I'm gonna do something stupid. No, I'm gonna agree to
There's
that.
always a reason for that, yeah.
Now, did Zumlar
That's
stay
still a pretty good deal
outside?
considering just like plate mail by itself costs a ton. Costs that almost that amount. So
It
he's
does.
like,
It literally plays.
so he's like, yeah. I like you, Burnheart. You have chutzpah.
All right. I make the exchange.
It's like you dump out all your gold into the edge of his hoard. It's like and drop your magical polearm next there, and he's like he technically plucks out the ironwood plate mail and drops it at your feet. It's like,
All right.
use it in good health.
Wonderful. All right. And then I graciously thank you, and I will be gone now. And I exit stage left.
Did Zumlar go in with them, or is he still outside?
So Zumlar, did you go in or no?
No.
No. Okay, so only Mack and Burnheart went in effectively. Okay,
Unless I
so
saw-
What, Ryan?
Unless I saw better. Oh. I can't
Better
do anything
what?
better.
You can't get
Nothing.
much better than what you already got.
I can get a better javelin.
We can come back later. We know it leaves the den.
I want stuff.
You guys are always shopping, okay? It's
What? This is my first magic item the whole campaign.
So Bernhard, you effectively have you have ironwood armor. It still gives you disadvantage on stealth rolls, but it is effectively
No.
wooden plate mail.
Plate mail that druids can wear.
Yeah. All right. So I.
Yeah, +1 ironwood armor, so it's a base AC 19, I believe. No, wait a minute. That would be 17. Base AC 17.
What? I thought
isn't it
plate was
18?
not
18.
too shabby.
No, wait a minute. Plate mail is 18, so 19. Sorry.
Oh wow, okay.
I keep forgetting everybody started. Chainmail is 16 and plate mail is 18.
I think the character sheet is just handling it for me.
So just
Yes,
effectively
it
give
should.
yourself +1 plate mail, and then you should be
If
fine.
you
And
add
yeah,
it and then you wear it, you have to click the box to wear it, and then it'll automatically
Yeah, I gotta
add
click
it.
like equip.
Okay.
You also have to click attune if the item requires attunement.
This item does not require attunement. It's just normal magic armor. Other than being made of a unique material. All right, you, Krishana, and Dirk are before the Seneschal at this point. The group of black shadowy individuals sort of get in line around you in a cadre of guards and they take you to the center keep in a grand hall made up of black and white tiles forming this kaleidoscopic array of spiraling patterns that just sort of like makes your eyes twitch. The seneschal takes up his position next to this beautiful high back throne made of some glassy material that seems to shimmer in the ever-present dusk light that suffuses everything around here. There's a grand scene of stained glass behind the throne that sort of looks like a white and a black dragon continually battling for each other for dominance in the sky. That sort of casts weird spiral shadows all over the place. The seneschal takes up a standing position next to the throne. It's like, while the Lady of Dusk is away, I speak for the court. Now, what do you entreat?
Okay, I got 2 questions. First, my noble background has a position of privilege or something.
So Krishana already knows how to speak with courtly manners. You do all the right curtsies and bows and address people the correct way. So you just do this automatically. So you do not suffer any disadvantage talking to the seneschal, at least. Now, what do you intend to ask the seneschal for?
I'm going to subtly spend a sorcery point for my feat to cast Charm Person on them. Wisdom 16.
Krishana already knows everything around here are probably Fae, which makes them like nigh invulnerable to charm. Let's put it that way.
They're immune.
They're just going to be flat out immune to any sort of like mind-affecting spells for the most part. So
doesn't mean you can't charm them with just your words.
That being said, Fae are also basically tend to be swayed by weird and simple things like singing, dancing, poetry, got nice courtly manners, basically telling a story, flattery, all that. So,
and you know that we could do a duet because we both got multiple levels of bard. So if I can get healed, we can do a massive entertain here.
Alright, I will try and wine and dine this guy. I got plenty of drugs to offer to him. Trying to get on his friendly side first in an attempt to ask him to heal Tree or
Okay, so you offer to perhaps you make an offer of entertainment. So just offer him making up drugs straight would seem probably bizarre because this would be the equivalent of basically saying, I'm gonna go talk to the governor of or the mayor of Phoenix and say, hey, I'm gonna offer you some drugs.
I will try to remember that.
But offering him, let's say, we could entertain the court, for instance, because we are expert musicians. That might be a more reasonable stance to take. All right, so give me a persuasion check, DC 16.
Do I have enough wherewithal to put guidance on that, or I'm too out of it?
Not at all. You cannot cast spells.
I figured.
Persuasion, I got 30.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Baba booey.
So you wish to entertain the court. We normally hold a little fete when the Duchess of Dusk returns to the castle. If you would be willing to wait here a week and provide excellent entertainment, then by all means, essentially, I would welcome your welcome your showmanship here at the castle. The little bit you have shown me, as you've shown your 30 persuasion, we'll say, had shown some amount of your musicality and your ability to basically spin a yarn and poetry, and it's like the seneschal seems to be duly impressed. It's like, and I see your friend here has befallen a curse. Is your friend also an entertainer of some sort?
They are. They have played with me in bars before. We did horrible that time.
Well, then it must be an aberration, then, given what you've shown me so far. I will cure your friend of their malady, provided they also will entertain us when the Lady of Dusk returns.
I offer my word that they will not object. Right? And I'm just gonna mad lib.
Dirk, you sort of like nod Dirk's head for him. It's like, it's like, it's like, I don't know if that's actually like actual consent, but we will take it as such. The seneschal like wafts down from his lofty stature up on a set of stairs and comes down to your level. A sort of shadowy hand passes over Dirk's eyes, and Dirk sort of blinks a couple times, and it's like you have this sort of like vague, hazy memory of how you got here. It's like
What happened?
and a lot of it is just like it's like as you sort of lean over to Krishana and whisper, it's like, you didn't happen to slip something in my drink that you did in the past, did you? It's like
That was some really good shit, Krishana. Save that when we're not adventuring.
It wasn't me. It was a door this time. You really suck at breaking into doors.
I got
did I hit my head against the door?
drugged by a door? What did you
Yeah.
take?
That tracks.
I'll show you later if you want some, but not in front of this person.
Okay, what do I need to do? Well, oh, and I can use telepathy now, so, Krishana, what do I need to do?
Yeah, so I'll relay, hey, we need to entertain these guys for a week. I don't know what we're going to do about the 3 outside.
Can we ask
Your
him if they can...
adventuring companions are welcome to stay in the castle, provided you meet your obligations to entertain the court in a week's time when we have a little soiree for the Lady of Dusk returning. In the meantime, I ask that you bring the Jub bird in the hills to heal. At this point, it seems to be ignoring my royal command at this point for some forsaken reason, and so you will bring it back to me at this point as for your keep as guests here at the castle.
So you'd like to have it back alive and just to make it behave?
Bring it to heal and to the either back to the court or simply get it back under control. Seems to be randomly picking off fairies from the edge of the Dustwood, and I can't have that continue to happen.
And then what things would you like to have songs or stories about? Do you have any topics that the Duchess would enjoy?
We are the Forest of Dusk.
Okay.
I leave it to your imagination. I.e., but your Krishana, of course, is thinking is like, I need to sing songs about the nighttime is the right time for partying, and Dirk is having other thoughts. Like, let's see.
Dancing in the
I'm going
moonlight,
back to
right?
Basically, sunset and dusk of the dawn.
Yeah, I think dancing in the moonlight would be good.
There you go. All right. So Krishana and Dirk eventually pop back out of the keep. They said, "All right, we have food and lodging at the keep. They've shown us to the guest quarters. We're to stay here a week and then entertain the Lady of Dusk when she returns from her business, kingdom business, and that was the price that we were to pay for Dirk's cleansing of his curse. Now, the Seneschal also notes that the Jub bird has gone out of control of the court recently, and we're to hunt it down and bring it to heel, as it were. Not to kill it, but at least bring it to court or get it back to following orders and commands again.
Yeah, it can't be snapping up any more fairies. And by
It's
the
apparently
way,
snapping of fairies at the edge of the wood, and that cannot be allowed to continue.
Krishana, thanks very much for sorting that out, and thanks you guys. I don't know quite what happened. It's all kind of really weird, but thanks for taking care of me.
Man, you really suck at picking doors.
What is this about the door? Are we sure?
The last thing you remember is like vaguely, it's very dreamlike, but you remember this giant set of bronze doors. Looking at it, picking the lock, and then there's this tremendous flash of light, and that's all you remember from like. And that is all you remember as you're trying to think back, and it's just like everything else is sort of hazy.
I thought it must have been a wizard, right? You're saying it was a door?
It was a door.
That tracks.
What do you see? I see a door that I've conquered.
Doors are always, like, tricky. So, does anybody need a short rest? I don't think we've really done anything, right?
I'm curious about this belt I got. I hold it over my head like it's a champion's belt. I don't know what it does, but it looked fancy and it was kind of easy to grab.
Does it have dwarven runes on it or something?
I don't know. I don't speak moon runes.
Let's see.
Is that druidic or I don't know.
Is
Can I-
there a language on it, or is it just like...
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. I'm asking Lawrence.
Okay, what was the question?
What does the belt look like? I just got a belt.
For
all I know, it could just be a belt.
Let's see here. It is magical when somebody casts detect magic on it, which we'll assume you do.
Yeah, Dirk will do.
Identification is who casts identify on this, if any.
Dirk will.
All right, Dirk. Your gender is permanently changed to female at this point.
Okay, Dirk has changed to female because he cast identify, or
No, because
Max
the belt
has
of
changed.
Earth is the belt of masculinity and femininity. Essentially, it's the one that flips your gender.
Okay, so Max changed, right?
Yes, so Dirk's whoever casts the identify ends up having it on them long enough holding it in their lap long enough for the curse to go off.
That's another 5th level spell.
Okay, I'm sorry that I have your it's gone off on him, but if I give it to him and he gives it back to me, can I have it go off again? Or is it only one charge?
It's a one-way conversion. That's
okay. So the good news, Mac, is if you've always wanted to be a woman, this is the easiest way to do it. And the bad news is that that I think this is permanent now. So depending on if you want to use it, I'll hand it over.
Does it do anything else?
Does it do anything else?
That is it. But Mac basically, since he's sort of worked as a bouncer in the red light district before, knows lots of people will pay good money essentially for this item.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's all sorts of interesting people in the red light district that either are not satisfied with their original gender, or even among nobility that are willing to pay good money for a belt that switches their gender.
Yeah.
So,
if nothing else, this is worth something.
So, he doesn't need to attune. So, should I put it in my bag of holding, or is he safe to hold it?
So long as you don't wear it, essentially. At some point or another, basically, Dirk snapped it around their waist, basically, to do the identify, and is got converted.
Okay, so you can put this in your pack. That's fine.
All right.
You should have paid the 100 gold pieces.
What?
The material component for identify is 100 gold pieces.
Oh, we're assuming that they've already purchased the material component a long time ago at this point. So.
Oh yeah, I saved out a bunch for spell components.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not consumed. It's one of those components that isn't consumed. You just hold on to the pearl forever, effectively. Let's see here. All right. Burnheart goes, well, the Jub bird is usually next to the Tum Tum tree. He points at one of the hills that has a slightly different tree than all the other weird Dr. Seuss hills around here. Like that way right over there. So just slightly to the south, from your current position to the north, to looking to your right, which is the southwest. He points out a tree that basically has looks like two handlebar mustaches, basically, on a big wide branch. It's like, that is the Tum Tum tree there. Jub Bird is usually makes his nest at the bottom of it. I'd suggest we head over there, and it'd be probably a good idea to do it now before the Jabberwock goes back out on patrol in the morning.
Okay, is everybody okay spell slot wise?
Yeah, I have all
rest,
none of
so
my
yes.
spell slots.
So I cast
Okay.
Identify as a ritual, so...
Yes.
Should I change the justice?
So the Burnheart describes the Jub bird as this crazy Hydra, multi-headed Hydra monsters with sort of Dr. Seussian, like long pipe-like necks, essentially, that have red and white stripes on them, like a barber pole. And
It's a
its
bird?
legs are long. It has three sets of clawed legs that are long, spindly noodles. Otherwise, its body looks like a giant feather duster. But effectively, sort of just think of a giant marionette monster, except it's huge. It's like 20 foot tall at the shoulder, and then if you add its quite long necks into it, it's basically almost like 40 feet tall. If it's sort of raised its necks all the way up into the air. It has 8 heads.
Oh,
Goodness.
so we don't want to kill this.
He notes essentially chopping off its heads. They're eventually quickly replaced, maybe in about 10-20 seconds later.
So it's a Linnaean Hydra.
We're not
Gotcha.
worried about it will only die if all of its heads are severed. So it's like it's like otherwise Burnheart notes it's an immortal beast, mystic beast. It's very hard to kill, so we can probably just beat it into submission. It's not super bright, so long as we can show dominance, we should be able to get it under our control.
Okay.
Can I try something first?
Sure, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna walk over within 30 feet of it, cast suggestion, and tell it to go see the seneschal inside the court room.
Okay.
Can't
DC
hurt.
16 wisdom.
All right.
Oh no.
Hopefully it doesn't have a very good whiz. Oh, yay!
Rolled terribly. Okay, so you see about half the head. So you go to the spot Burnheart pointed out. The Jub bird is sort of like lounging around the Tum Tum tree. It raises its heads quizzically at you as Krishana starts walking up. Some of its heads rear up, interested, as if looking at at live bait. And Krishana casts her spell and is like, all of you, return back. Report to the Seneschal. He wishes you to return immediately. About half of the heads basically start heading that way, and like 2 of the legs, and 1/3 of the heads and one of the legs is like all wrapped around the Tum Tum tree, trying to desperately hold on. It's like, no, we refuse. It's like, and the rest of the heads are like, no, we must return. No, we refuse. No, we must return. So about 1/3 of the heads are still like wrapped around the tree.
Oh no.
So what do you guys do now?
Well, if you guys heard it, it'll dispel my spell.
I suppose I could cast command on any of the remaining heads, or one at a time, I suppose.
Okay, let's see how that goes. All right, so how many 4th level spells do you want to put into this?
How many heads are left?
There's out of 8 heads, there's about 3 that are still holding onto the tree.
Okay. Let's burn 4 slots here.
Okay. All right. Eventually, there's one holdout head basically that eventually loses to the other seven. It's like, no, I don't want to go. I refuse. It's like,
Oh my goodness.
So, Dirk is gonna pull out his bagpipes and start to play a tune to try and convince the other head to come.
okay.
Oh my goodness.
You want a performance check?
Yeah, roll a performance check.
See what happens.
I can't believe we're doing this.
That's a 7, so I don't think that helped much. I'm going to
Okay.
use my last inspiration. How about that?
Okay, go right ahead.
Wait, can I do aid? I start banging my drums.
In this case, no.
The bard.
22.
Okay, no problem. So all right, you mesmerize the last head as it sort of loses the will to basically contest, as its eyes sort of get that swirly hypnotoad look in it, as it basically, that one head is sort of bobbling, looking behind the jub bird, as the other 7 heads basically seem to determine to head straight to the castle. It's like, let's see how long suggestion lasts. 1 second.
8 hours.
Okay, no problem. It gets all the way to the castle.
God.
All right.
So Dirk's going to just
All right,
go in front of it
Krishana's
like,
basically dusting, sort of like dusting her pants, going, "Okay, well that was easily solved." As you can hear, like 1 or 2 of the heads still bitterly complaining, "We don't want to go." It's like, "We will go."
Oh no.
Okay. The jump bird eventually arrives back at the castle with you guys, just like not too far behind it. It shows up in front of the seneschal. It's like, the seneschal seems very cross. It's like, as you are entering the court, right behind the jump bird, we've refused the words of the court. It's like, we are our own free birds. So long as you live within the Duskwood, you will heed the word of the court and obey. What's wrong with you, jump bird? It's like, we refuse. It's like, we have been offered freedom. Freedom from who and freedom from what? Has the court not treated you well? It's like, we are free to eat when we want, sleep when we want, and not listen to basically ridiculous orders of the court. It's like, who exactly told you this? A horned fae. It's like a horned satyr that sits out of the woods. Its skin is black as night. It told us this, and we know it to be true. It's like, then you have been deceived, dear jump bird. It's like, well, you are still very much basically subject to the dictates of this court. You'll be held here. You will be held here basically until you change your. You will be held in the dungeon until you change your tune. It's like, no, we refuse. As it starts latching out basically at various soldiers around. It's like, do you? The seneschal at this point points to the lot of you in the back who have just entered the main ballroom at this point. The main the royal chambers at this point. It's like, you assist the guards in subduing the jump bird and get it into a pen in the dungeon.
Mack will just sort of walk up and start wrestling with their heads.
Okay.
And I guess Dirk's going to continue to play the bagpipe and see if we can soothe it.
You can call that playing?
All right, everybody
Squeeze
roll
me!
initiative. At this point, we're into combat, so everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh, I shouldn't have used all my spells.
Oh, well, Dirk got
Well,
a
let's put it
6.
this way.
That's right.
At least you didn't have to solve the problem of transporting it here, which is like, it's still...
Yeah.
18?
So it's still spell slots well spent, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
15.
None of those spells really went to waste, so excellent use, bravo.
And now you have basically the whole royal guard and the seneschal available to help you in this fight. So it's not like you're gonna have to fight this on your own. So okay, so let's see here. Everybody who got above a 17.
I did. I got an 18.
All right, Mac, you're up.
All right. I would like to rage.
Right.
And then start grappling.
All right.
Grapple checks are...
Athletics.
So do I roll athletics or do I roll to hit?
You just roll athletics.
Got it.
Because it'll be opposed, right?
Yes.
That is a natural 20 for a 26. Because since I'm raging, I get advantage, right? Because it's a strength check.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I got a 26. Or if it wasn't an advantage, I got a 23. I rolled a 17.
Same deal either way. All right. Well, you have as many grapple checks as you have attacks normally, so keep on going.
I have 2 base. I can throw 1 on extra as a... Actually, no, I can't because I don't have my thing, so never mind. Okay, so I have 2.
Okay, so go for your second one.
Okay. That would be a 23.
Okay,
that's
you
good. I
grab
rolled a
through the
17
heads,
and a 2.
basically, on one under each arm, and basically are flexing your biceps and choking them unconscious.
I didn't slash off the head. It's just unconscious.
Well, I'm saying you're choking them out. It might take a while.
Mm.
You're not quite sure where its lungs are. Maybe it's in the main body, and it got 8 heads, so this may take a while. Okay, so anybody else over 17?
I just feel like I'm wrestling a pool noodle right now.
You are wrestling a pool noodle. Okay, I guess not. All right, so I will have some of the heads act at this point. As the Judge goes, no, I shall have freedom, I shall be free! As it chomps on... Aasimar, no problem. Catch you later. As it chomps twice on Mack for a total of 18 damage, which you have to 8. I'm not, sorry, 9.
9.
Okay. Let's see here. And then let's just run down the list of everybody else. Burnheart.
So I'm going to summon my wildfire spirit, which does 2d6 when it appears, 2d6 plus
Okay, poof.
plus
All right, let's go ahead and
3.
roll your 2d6.
Alright. Shit. Fuck. Here's 2d6.
It does not make it safe.
And then
Right.
plus 3
Right,
on top
you
of it.
scorch it a little bit. Some of its black duster feathers burn off.
And then
That smells good.
bonus action, I'm gonna have it teleport to do an additional d6.
Okay.
Wow, really? That's terrible.
Okay. All right, you are
All right.
scorching it. Scorch.
And then, yeah. That's my turn.
Okay, Krishana.
I am at 2nd level, casting Bane. Charisma 16 to target 4.
Do you have to target individual heads, or...
Effectively, it counts as 2 creatures for as far as mind-affecting spells. You can only possibly affect half of the heads, essentially.
Okay.
Oh,
It's like
it
for all intents and purposes.
It has a 10-foot aura, so if it could affect multiple creatures... so
Well, I'm saying it still has 1 pool of hit points. I'm not counting it as multiple.
Oh, okay, alright.
Unless you're going to target an individual head to try to basically subdue it or something, or burn one individual head. I'm just taking it off its main hit point pool. Okay. But it is a worthy tactic just to attack the individual heads, because then it starts losing attack, just like a Hydra.
Do they grow back?
No, they're just subdued.
They grow back in like 2 to 3 rounds. So
I'm not.
But only one. They don't double, right?
Yeah.
I'm just giving one a noogie right now.
Well, you got 2 of them, and you're giving them both noogies.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here, and I need to have.
And then afterwards, I'm going to try and seek cover.
All right. The Jub bird is having an awful time trying to hit anything. You notice some of the guards have all produced like nasty looking like wavy blades and are like stabbing the
It goes snicker snack.
center of the Jub bird at the moment. The seneschal blasted with what appears to be like a giant spear made of black spear made of magic that sort of like materializes and shoots forward into it. All right, and then let's see here,
Dirk.
Mac. I've never
Dirk.
Mac.
Get
You
to
started
go?
first. Dirk.
Okay.
I mean, sure, I'll take another turn.
Dirk is going to use Performance of Creation, so he can make one non-magical item of choice within a 10 feet
Okay.
from me, with a maximum volume of 120 gold pieces that lasts for 3 hours, and so it can be large. So I want to make a large net on the Jub bird.
Okay, you try to grab several of the heads, and let's roll some saves. Let's say it's okay. Let's go for 3 heads. The heads basically snap the net apart, basically, and shred it into pieces because they rolled really high on their saves.
It happens. Okay, so I would like to give Bardic Inspiration to Burnheart.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Thank you.
All right, and I need to.
What does that do for me?
I need to have.
I'll drop it in chat. 'Cause it's
Basically,
special.
you get to add like a D8 to anything.
But it also has a mode of potential on it, so
Huh.
yeah. So I'm gonna drop both of them. Okay.
Moat have been.
Never mind. Okay, so you catch one of the heads. The other 2 are definitely break free.
Oh, I did get one. Oh, cool.
I keep on forgetting it has Bane on it, so at least one of them.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's see here. I need to have it take its one legendary at this point. And let's lose a shriek, incredibly shrill squawk as everybody's like holding their ears. Everybody, Constitution saves. DC 16.
Oh, that's fucking loud! Are you kidding? I got a 14.
got
I rolled
12.
a fucking 7.
Okay, so those people that do not make the save take 22 points of thunder damage.
Thunder. Okay, I cannot have that.
Okay, and I dropped into chat the rest of your Bardic Inspiration. So you can use that on a savings roll.
Oh yeah. Well, that. Yeah. Much? Yeah.
So
I'm
you can
gonna
add a
use that
1d8 onto it, and then if you
Don't forget,
use-
Bernard, you also have, what is it, Protective Aura as a paladin.
Well,
never mind,
you
you're
get
not
that
high
at like
enough
level
as a
6, I
paladin.
think. I don't know how many
Right,
levels in
okay, I
Paladin
keep
you have.
forgetting you're not a pure paladin.
Yeah.
How many levels of Paladin do you have?
4.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so-
not enough.
Okay, you don't have Protective Aura yet.
and that was 22, right?
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Is that half damage on the save?
Yes, so it's 22 damage full, 11 on. So
So I can add
DC
3
16.
to my 8. So I think I still fail.
okay, so you take the 22 points of sonic damage.
Yeah.
Bane is down. I failed the con save.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. I think.
Right. All right. The Jubjub bird lashes out and like annihilates. There are like 8 guards in the 8 shadow guards in the room. They get 2 of them get annihilated, and then one of the bites chomps down on Burnheart for 15 points of damage.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay, like 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was all 3 attacks. Okay, great. Let's see here. Okay, so that was its actual turn. Now it's Burnhart's turn.
20. Okay.
Well, no,
I'm at-
Mac was first, right?
I'm sorry.
I got
Matt.
an 18. So it's my turn.
So are just you maintaining your hold on your 2.
Well,
And-
I get a free 1d4 damage, so 2 more physical damage, because why not? And as a bonus action, I'm going to summon my Echo, and it is going to also make a a grapple check against one extra head because it counts as an attack.
Okay, you succeed. I rolled really low on my grapple save.
Yeah, I rolled another natural 20.
Oh,
All right,
nice.
so 4 of the heads basically are mobilized at this point. 1 due to a net, and then 3 of them due to being grappled at this point. Okay, and then okay, now it is Burnheart.
So I'm gonna move 15 feet away from this thing.
Okay,
What's its reach?
it's like 20 plus. Its necks are 20 feet long.
But only 4 of them. I got the other 4.
Well, I'm gonna move 30 feet away from it,
Very
and
good.
I'm going to cast.
So you're effectively standing back outside at this point. You're outside of the throne room.
Exactly. And I'm casting Scorching Ray.
All right, we'll hit three times. AC 15.
That work or not?
Isn't Scorching Ray a saving throw? No.
Scorching Ray is
to hit.
separate attacks.
I was thinking of Burning Hands.
Why did it only do 1? Oh my god.
Okay, just roll me 3d20. At your current level, you probably need, let's see, 15. That would be like 8 or better.
Alright, so that's all 3? Or no, here's the third one. Okay, so how many hits?
All right, you hit once.
Alright, and then...
So give me a 2d6. All right, you score just some more. I think your Spirit of Flame is still scooting around, so roll me damage for that guy, and I'll roll save.
You'll just bonus action for another 1d6 plus...
okay, just give me the full damage. All right, so it 8 more damage. All right, so you do a total of... what is that? 6 more damage, so 14 damage. All right.
Okay.
All right, Krishana.
I am going to cast Enhance Ability Strength on Mack.
Okay, so it can keep his hold on things, all right?
That's not gonna be rude here or anything, but that's kind of waste on me. I already have advantage on strength checks.
Okay, then I'll do it on the Bugbear.
Okay, very good. Okay, Dirk.
I'm not trying to sound ungrateful, but it's like literally like useless on me.
Okay.
Because he already has advantage on the check you're giving him advantage
Yeah.
on. So.
Yeah.
Dirk's gonna stab ahead with his rapier.
Okay.
Her rapier. That's a 23 to hit, so we're gonna try that again with the second attack. That one is not gonna hit. And do I get sneak attack because it's already engaged with it's
with several
flanked.
people? Yes. There's like shadow guards and your own team all engaged with this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's next to him now.
That's gonna be the rapier did 5, and then we got sneak attack is not 3, so that's 8 damage on it. Not
Okay,
that good. And I'm gonna do a bardic inspiration on Krishana.
Oh, can I give a bardic inspiration to Ryan?
Which Ryan? Oh wait, I'm the only Ryan. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. That'll work. So I would say which Ryan? There's like, oh wait, the other Ryan left. I'm the only one here.
Yeah, just like a couple minutes ago. So
there can be only one Ryan left.
All right. At this point, between the shadow guards and the shadow and you guys, basically 2 of the heads sort of roll up into the body of the jump bird, like the feet of the Wicked Witch of the West. There seems to be only 2 heads that are free at this point. There's let's see, the jump birds. 2 of the jump birds' heads basically focus on Ryan, their eyes becoming this mesmerizing kaleidoscope of colors. 2 wisdom saves.
1 for each A.
1 for each head, yes.
DC?
DC 15.
Well, I made one of them. I got a 12 and a 20.
Okay, but
Mack sort of lets go of everything, and basically his arms become limp at his side. He's going, "Yeah."
now if you use your bardic inspiration that she just gave you, that's it. I mean,
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
roll an 8.
What kind is it? How strong?
D6.
Oh, it's a D6.
No, it's D6. Never mind. I keep forgetting you're not a fool anymore.
Let's go! That's up to 18.
Okay,
So
no
never
problem.
mind, both
All right.
safe.
All right, you are not drooling at this point. You shake
But
off.
I'm always
You
drooling.
shake off the mesmerization, and it's going, "What? What?" Ah. Okay.
Oh no, you don't, you stupid bird!
All right, and then Mac, it is your turn.
A cheap shot.
You're noticing like the 2 of the heads have gone limp at this point in your arms as they seem to have passed out.
Did you have a sleeper hold on them?
2, what do you call it? Another 2 physical damage. And so the ones that have gone limp, I guess I'm just going to try and grapple some other ones.
Right. Well, there's the 2 that just tried to mesmerize you. So go ahead.
24 athletics check for grapple and a 24 again.
Hey.
2 18s.
You managed to grab one, but not the other. Essentially, as the other head resists your attempts to basically grab it as it slips your grasp. Okay.
Oh.
So you got 1. Right, and then it is the creature's turn. Let's see here. Dirk, you get snapped for 12 points of slashing damage by a beak.
Right when that
And
happens.
then, let's see here. Otherwise, it's not having good luck hitting people. And okay, so we did Mac. So it's Burnheart at this point.
Okay. So I'm going to. Alright, so first up, I'm gonna attack with my Thorn Whip. Cantrip. 17.
It's
Or 25, that's a hit. And 10
You
damage.
sunk my bird ship.
And then bonus action, I have my Firebird. Okay, he doesn't. Nothing happens. That. Alright. I'm done.
okay. Got it. All right. You pull the head closer to you by 10 feet, and it's snapping like way at the edge of. It's way too far away, basically, to grab at you. But basically, you pulled it taut at the moment. And let's see here, Burnheart, Krishana. Looks like there's only 3 heads free at the moment.
I am going to fire at one of the heads with Eldritch Blast. Can I flavor it non-lethal? Because, I don't want to kill humans.
Sure.
I got a 14 and a 16.
Okay, no problem. You hit both times. So give me the 2d20 damage. I'm sorry, 2d10 damage.
9 damage total, and I'm going to sing to Ryan again and give him another inspiration.
Let's go!
All right, Dirk.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna pick a head and go at it with my rapier again. So that's a 20 on the first one. Crit.
Right.
Okay,
You
so
stab one of the bird's extremely large, round, googly eyes straight into its tiny bird brain, and one of its heads shrivels up and curls back up into its body.
so that's
Directly
11 and
after
10.
you-
Yeah.
Directly after you, the seneschal and the Crown Guard act, sort of suppressing the last 2 heads. And there's an unconscious Jump Jump Bird, well, actually, there's like 1 or 2 heads basically that are still feebly trying. There's like 1 head still feebly trying to struggle in Mack's grasp as it.
I'm trying to keep that one,
consciousness.
I'm just trying to hold it. I'm not strangling it.
Okay, all right. You're just holding it at the moment. As this weird contraption made up of like dozens of chains and shackles gets snapped onto the Jump Jump Bird as the guards drag it away to the dungeon. That you can hear the seneschal make some polite comments behind you. It's like, "Well done, adventurers. You may retire to your quarters. Unfortunately, I don't have any healing salves or potions to apply to you, but I'm sure you can attend to yourselves."
Seneschal, I have a little bit of a question for you. You seem quite old and wise for the Fey realm. I turn around and show him the cursed mark on my back and like, can you explain this anymore? The only explanation I got is that I need to like destroy the British army or something. I don't exactly know what that means, or if it's to be taken
vengeance
literally.
mark on your back, my friend. It will drive you. It will drive you towards the ends of the person who casts the curse mark, which in this case I assume are the kings and queens, the king and queen of Tir na Nog.
I thought it was supposed to be helping them.
Oh, it will be very helpful insofar as if you are seeking to destroy the British monarchy.
Is there any way to possibly remove it? I was human. I don't.
Only a member of the royal court could remove it, but my understanding is that the last remaining vestiges of Tir na Nog's royalty exist within London.
Yeah, you're right about that. Anyway, that's thanks for helping me understand it at least a little bit. It was the way it was described to me previously was incredibly vague.
Yeah. Isn't that always the nature with Fey magics?
Touche. But then I can't exactly go about doing what the curse asks me to, which is why I sometimes ask for clarification.
Well, then I wish you luck in finding the Tir na Nog royals. They're very well hidden, essentially, in the mortal realm. Even I do not know their exact location, other than that they're supposedly in London.
Out of character, wouldn't Zumlar know exactly where they are?
Since he took them
Zumlar
there?
might, actually. But that is probably more than a decade in the past, essentially. Since
I don't intend to extort elven roads. I'm just like, it's a thread that could possibly be explored.
Yes, this is just one of those areas that if you want to get rid of it, essentially you're going to have to. Otherwise, effectively, the effect for you is essentially you get free rage at any time if you're fighting like the chosen enemies of Tir na Nog. So you don't use up rage, essentially. You have
That
natural curse rage that is always burning in your veins if you ever have to fight British soldiers, or former or British royalty.
So he's like the Incredible Hulk as long as he's fighting Brits.
Yes, exactly.
Which is perfect because I'm American.
We're gonna hear those little theme songs from the Hulk at the end of the session.
Exactly.
If that's how that works mechanically, then that's definitely I can make use of that.
Okay. Fair enough. So that's effectively for the future. Just keep that in mind.
Will do. I will make a note of that.
That also means you have uncontrollable rage against basically these types of individuals, like former soldiers and a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so let's see here. You spend okay, so everybody's back up to full hit points and spells again. You spend an uneventful week at the Castle Dusk.
And now we've gotten all of our temporary hit points that were down.
All your max hit point damage is restored at this point.
Question. over that week, would it be possible for me and Bernhardt and maybe anyone else to like try and loot the Jabberwocky's cave while he's out?
You can, but effectively, the Jabberwocky, as a servant of the kingdom, essentially knows where you sleep. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
It's not like he's just gonna like let that go. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's fair.
You should use it more as a shop for magical items.
That could be fair.
Well, you could go and make deals with him, right? He said he was willing to deal.
If you're gonna steal something, you have to get out of town. And you can't. At this point, some of you are agreed to stay here through Fey bargains. So if you break that Fey bargain, you're gonna quickly pick up a Fey curse, which are inevitably really bad. Let's put it that way.
But if he had something we wanted, we could go and offer to trade for it, right?
Yes, the Jabberwock appears to be completely amenable to trading things. Yes.
Let's see.
And I have a question about a crunch. Can finesse weapons only be used with dex?
No, you can use them with strength just fine.
Okay.
Can you kill someone just by touching them? Yes, I usually touch them with something very forcefully and with something very sharp.
Would I be able to?
The Lady of Dusk is a you swear she's related to Gwendolyn in some way, because again she seems to be one of these fae that seems to be made up of moonlight and shadows. She dresses slightly different in in dresses made of like this silvery material rather than made of mist. But it's like the complexion, the eyes, the hair, everything else is like you could swear they're like twin sisters. The Lady of Dusk. I commend you, adventurers, on your service to the crown. Both and your future service to us in the fete to come this evening. So, my seneschal is often not one to reward people properly for services to the crown. But is there something you wish, a boon that I could perhaps give you before you return to the mortal realms, or perhaps a way back to the mortal realms? I have a suspicion that you're going to have a hard time going back for the whence you came.
I thought Gwendolyn promised us round trips.
Well, if that's the case, if my sister has promised that to you, I am not one to gainsay her promises, so I assume she'll keep them.
I would hope so, but if not, we know where to find you, hopefully.
Are we talking one boon for the group, or you want us all to think of one?
I would ask that you, as a group, essentially, request something from me.
Krishana, just during the week, wants to try and get rituals if they're available for her spellbook.
All right, so the come, Bard Krishana, come closer, and I will whisper you a Fey secret.
Is that okay, guys?
So you pick up.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you pick up a basically unique spell, like Summon Fey Ally. So it's not quite as powerful as the actual Summon Fairy Companion spell, but it's effectively will summon one minor Fey, essentially like a pixie or sprite.
But also, it can't cast it as a ritual.
But you can cast it as a ritual, essentially.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Nice.
She will bow. Thank you, my lady.
Basically, keep the Fey in your service for longer. Otherwise, it lasts an hour per level of spell. You're basically going to cast it, ritual cast it with. No, never mind. You're going to cast it a ritual spell anyways, basically. So it's like it is a first level spell. So
but it's a free ally.
So if we summon one and like they get blown up horribly, do they just like appear later, or are they gone?
These are not like familiar companions, so if they perish, they actually perish. So it's like,
okay. So we won't treat them like Adam Sandwich.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Do not treat these summon Fey as mobile bomb detectors. In other words.
They have feelings. They have lives and families.
Otherwise, basically, this favor that the Lady of Dust is giving you essentially will be quickly rescinded.
Yeah. That was why I was remembering Adam Savage. Blew
Oh,
up a
Adam.
lot. Yeah.
He did. He was useful.
I thought Lawrence particularly enjoyed saying that he had, met his end by all those various ways.
Yes.
If I may speak freely, my lady, we mainly came here to seek aid for a friend here. Our, I guess, a new little lady, Dirk. She had been bamboozled. Her brain stopped working.
So my seneschal did not exactly explain to me how that came to be. Could you explain it to me, my dear?
Can I say?
Yes, actually, you're much better at this than I am.
So I will entertain her with the story and, sing and prestidigitation the crap out of the story about how we're trying to do good in London and rid of evil vampires that have released an evil deity or god.
Fascinating. So you have both dealt with the Yellow King and a band of cultists and vampires. So, and you're on your quest to deliver the land from these vampires. Fascinating. I do so love the tales that mortals tell.
I hear our lives are quite interesting to you, who live
That is true. It's like
many lifetimes.
There are grand tales to be told in the Feylands, but just like the tales of mortals, given how short-lived they are, tend to be grander still, because they happen quickly. Such entertaining tales might only come once a decade here in the Feywild, while they come fast and furious in the mortal lands. Like
it's about family.
Every day of your lives. So
yeah. So if nothing else, I'm glad we were a little bit entertaining.
So since you are such interesting storytellers, I will give you this. I will give you all the boon of storytelling. Should you entertain? Should you entertain a mortal for an hour with your stories? They will be charmed by you.
And that's for all of us, or just for Krishana?
That is for everybody.
Yay! Nice.
You may call upon this boon once per day.
Whoa.
I disconnected. What did I miss?
So the Queen of Dusk, essentially the Duchess of Dusk,
Boon of storytelling.
Given you the gift of storytelling. Should you entertain somebody for an hour with your stories, they will become charmed by you.
That's actually pretty useful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Actually, guys, you know what I'm gonna do?
Are much better at this than others with a better performance skill, but that's like it
What I'm
could
gonna
work
do, guys,
for everybody in theory.
I'm going to turn this into a feat for us, so we can all just add to our character sheets.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Like, I'm not gonna have it ready right this second. I will have it ready once the session's done.
Get with it! Come on!
Okay.
So slow.
All right. So the Queen of Dusk, it's like that evening. That here concludes your royal meeting with the Queen of Dusk. That evening, a large contingent of sort of shadowy fae with dusky hoof and fur and wing arrive in all masked in for a grand masquerade. Some entertainers come in with like almost a full orchestra worth of entertainers. Musicians arrive. A grand ball is held with intricate noble dancing. Does anybody actually try to partake in such noble dancing, or does everybody just go to keep their two left feet to themselves?
Krishana, you want to dance?
Krishana is definitely engaging.
Okay, so I need a performance check for Krishana.
Okay. Well, and I mean, Dirk was going to dance with her.
All right, go ahead. All right. You need DC 15 to perform admirably, and if you get less than that, basically you perform kind of disgracefully.
Okay, that was a. I'm gonna use my lucky on that because I got a 14.
Okay.
I got 19 performance.
I'm gonna use another lucky because I'm gonna get this. Well, that's just
Krishana's like, ow, ow, it's like this, Dirk.
I know. 16.
Go,
16.
there you go. As there's some confusion on who should be leading between the two of you as both women. As Dirk keeps on trying to lead, and Krishana goes, it's like, maybe I should lead. I'm slightly better at you than this. Than you are. Okay, so you eventually go through the intricacies of ballroom dance as there's lots of handoffs to other partners and intricate weaving under and over various other people. And then the footwork is complex. But eventually you both purport yourselves admirably as there's polite twitters of delight and laugh from the various nobles around the edges. They offer you both given that both of you don't have a masquerade mask, you are both offered a masquerade mask, essentially.
Why, thank you
This
so
minor
very
magic
much.
items allows you to hide your identity. So
I'd like to join.
all right. A particularly rough-looking, basically fur-balled woman comes up. She's like, "Burnheart, come and dance."
There we go. It is a spider web of limbs, and it's just awful to witness.
Yes,
It's like
that's
Elaine.
okay. Your dancing partner doesn't seem to be much more coordinated than you are. As you basically just sort of bowl people over as you scoot across the dance hall. It's like, pay them no mind. Like, Burnheart, it's like, what exactly are you going to make that wedding proposal? It's like, Burnheart is like, who is out of the corner of his mouth, he was like grabbing a swig of wine, basically go. I see the same response from you as always, Burnheart. Like, I will not wait for you forever.
Let's see. Oof. Put me on the spot like that. I didn't know we were so close.
We've known each other since childhood. I think that is as close as we're ever gonna get. We're not getting any younger, you know. Especially in comparison to these bastards who are gonna live forever.
What's this person?
We'll be gone in a blink of an eye in comparison to them.
What's this person's name?
Brunhild.
Brunhild. All right. Well, I'm gonna make a proposal to Brunhild. I'm going to accept.
All right. She suddenly is flabbergasted and doesn't know what to say because she wasn't expecting you to say yes.
All right, there we go.
All sorts of fey women sort of like flock around you, and there's a lot of cheers from the sidelines and women as various wreaths and crowns of flowers are placed upon your heads as there's a half-hearted attempt to buoy you crowd surf you across the crowd. Unfortunately, a lot of them are weenie fey people, and you're very heavy individuals. It's like, they quickly put you
Crazy.
down.
Yeah.
The Duchess of Dusk essentially comes over to you, just like, well, Brunheart, that's been a long time coming. It's like, shall I marry you on the spot, or would you like to make formal arrangements for later on?
I think formal arrangements are in order.
A wise decision, essentially. I will lend you one of my handmaidens to help make the arrangements. It's like a
Thank you. As
a
I wipe the sweat
sprightly
from
golden fairy with dragonfly wings scoots up, spilling glittery fairy dust all over you and Brunhild. It's like, well, uh, shall we start the planning right away, or let's see, would you like to arrange something tomorrow? My appointment book is wide open.
My goodness. Is there anything I should know going into a Fey marriage?
No, you. It's like a regular marriage. It's the there aren't any provisions for divorce. I was like, you better like this person, sort of deal.
Oh my gosh.
But you've
Alright.
known Brunhild since you were both very young. Essentially, you're compatible. You're simpatico. Let's put it that way.
Alright. Yeah, let's make the arrangements. We'll do that next session. I'm like,
Fair enough.
wow, I don't have any money for a wedding right now. We need to make some money.
Right. Brunhild goes, that is fine. I hear you make plenty of money in the mortal realm. I look forward to seeing you in action. As you will enjoy me in action as well, as she pulls a sort of glittering golden axe from behind her back out of like some extra dimensional space. It's like as she tests the edges of her axe. It's like you will see. It's like you've seen her like break heads like in casual ballroom brawls around in casual brawls here in the Feywild. You've never actually seen her in combat, but you assume since she stands literally like 6 inches taller than you that she's competent.
Yeah. Alright. I look forward to many days on the battlefield in the wars to come.
She grabs you up and gives you a giant smack on the lips and is like, as she holds your arm and her arm high into the air, and there's huzzahs from the crowd around you. Okay, and then you're plied with drink for the rest of the evening. I need 2 con saves.
2 concepts. Alright. Oh, 2 con saves?
Yes.
I'm
DC.
presuming that'd be a lot of drink for a bugbear, right?
Save for
Wait.
alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Okay, Burnheart is like unconscious after the first round of like extremely strong fairy drink. Is like he wakes up in an alcove on the side of the throne room sometime the next day, wondering how he got here with a terrible hangover.
Oh god. What is
Hey,
everybody
Lawrence?
else doing?
Yes.
Actually, continue with this. I have a question for after.
Okay, so the masquerade mask that Krishana and Tree were given will disguise your identity once, and then are used up effectively. So
Oh, okay.
So it's a consumable disguise self.
yes, it's a consumable disguise self. It will effectively put a fairy glamour over you. Will you not be recognized for 24 hours?
Maybe not to tell you guys not to use your fun items, but maybe we could use those for other Ryan in a pinch with his armor.
That's what I was thinking. So, because I could give it to somebody else. So it's a fairy glamour, and you said it lasts for 24 hours. Is that
So
right?
for 24 hours, you will be not recognized as you effectively.
Okay. Well, because
People
I
just assume you're somebody else.
yeah, because I have
Yeah.
disguise self, but it's always in a pinch. This would be nice because I could hand it to somebody that I couldn't put my hand on to cast it.
Yeah,
'Cause
but I'm
that
saying
is-
overall, this is like somewhat significantly more powerful in that if it's like they will never recognize you effectively as anybody in particular. You
Oh,
will be for
okay.
24 hours.
So it isn't like the thing where if they come up and touch you, then they'll be okay. That's great.
No,
Great, great, great.
they will just simply not recognize you essentially as if they've been glamored by a fairy.
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna need that. Um,
Yeah.
I was being really sarcastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brunhart, let's see here. Pick up, let's see here. 2 inspiration, 1 for negotiating with the Jabberwock, and another for marrying Brunhild, and then you pick up And then you pick up a +1 AC bonus for having the marriage ceremony applied to you for the year.
For the year. Oh my god, not just for 3 days.
So you
Yeah,
said
we'll
that was a 1 AC bonus, is that right?
1 AC bonus for a year. Yeah.
How do I do that?
Click on your AC on
I don't
your
know, just give another +1 to your armor or something.
Yeah, what you could that's one way to do it. You can go to your armor class and go to override or additional magic bonus
Customize.
or additional misc bonus and just add 1.
Okay, and that's for marriage.
Yes.
And marriage specifically because Dusk Queen cast the ceremony spell on you,
Sweet.
which is actually a very useful spell when used properly.
All right. So you arrange to come back to the okay. So you're so as you finish your business here, essentially, who was it that actually wanted to see the Huntsman of Anuvan?
Me,
Okay,
the one werewolf.
you one werewolf. The you
How do you guys
you
keep track
asked
of your inspiration?
so the team want to just use their one boon to ask about the Huntsman of Anuvan and be given an introduction by the Dusk Queen.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That would be useful, yes.
Okay, so you do that. So she's like, the huntsman seeks vengeance for all Fae that have been wronged, and hunts them down mercilessly. Is like to be in his care is to join the wild hunt. Is this what you want?
More or less.
It matches the curse mark on your back, but as you would serve the king and queen of Tir Nog. However, I must warn you, this is a dark path to take that you may not be able to escape. You may be a hound of Anuvan for all, here to eternity.
I mean, look at me. Do I have much other choice?
You're half hound already, but basically you're still half man.
I am? I guess I am.
You have
I
the
don't know.
reasons. You have the reasonings of a mortal. Should you become a hound of Anuvan, essentially that reason will be gone.
How,
Unless you wish to basically wrest the title of huntsman from the huntsman himself, then you may be in control of the hunt, which may be your aims, but that is very hard to do.
how negotiable is he? Is it just
It is
mind
not a
life?
matter of negotiation. Essentially, one must win the right to become the huntsman by force.
Ah, I meant the hound part.
What about the hound?
Am I just brainwashed? Mind no longer myself? Just do whatever he says? Some of my
Yes, you would
faculties?
basically meet the aims of the hunt at all times. The wild hunt seeks vengeance on all who have wronged the Fae.
Well, I kind of already want that, oddly enough. I've been to Tiernanog. We all have. And it hurt looking at it.
But you are not of the Fae, so this is why I asked you this. It's like if perhaps you had been of Tiernanog and had grown up in that place and were of that land, that might make more sense to me. But unfortunately, you're mortal from London. Would you be really fine, essentially, with rending the flesh of mortal men and women, essentially, that have wronged the Fae?
That sounds like a lot to take on right now.
It really is. I
Would
don't
that,
know if I'm ready for that much.
would that include my family too? They're noble, so they're responsible for the probably pillaging of resources.
That's
I think-
exactly it.
and
It's
I
not
think-
so black and white.
I think we've got some other things to do that might not fall. I mean, it sounds like that's all you can do. And we've got some other things like killing vampires. If the vampires are not, if they haven't wronged the Fae, then I don't think you can do that, right? Because you're going to be limited.
Given your tale, the Davenports, you might have a claim to call the hunt on the Davenports.
Oh, okay.
The hunt is a powerful ally when used correctly, but an indiscriminate weapon, unfortunately. So keep that in mind.
It's not even a power I have yet. It's
No,
I
he's
feel
just saying. She's just saying you can call the aid of the hunt essentially by calling the wrath of the Fae down on somebody through the wild hunt. However, it is an indiscriminate tool. It you will often not be able you will not be able to direct it once it is let loose.
Interesting. No, I do not think I want to meet the huntsman now. Dirk is right. We have
Okay, good.
other matters we must attend to still.
So what else do you wish? If it is seen under the eyes of the dusk or the dawn, it is within my purview. You still have not named your boon. You may hold my boon in reserve and simply call it out to me by name at dusk or dawn, however, if that is what you wish.
At the moment, I can't think of anything really else to ask for. Other than, I don't know, more power, but that seems sort of ambiguous and selfish.
We've told you our tale and what we're trying to do. Is there anything that you can suggest that you think would be helpful? Is there anything you'd like to give us?
In all your wisdom.
She plucks a basically star of this firmament of stars that sort of make up her crown, and holds out the sort of black crystal holding that star out to Dirk at this point. It's like, take this with you. It will protect you from sorceries and wizardries once. Use it when you are in most dire need.
Thank you, dear lady. We shall use it wisely.
Okay, so this effectively is like 100% counter spell, essentially. Choose it why choose. It can dispel any magic, counter any spell, essentially once.
That is useful.
That's very useful, especially because remember there's that wizard in the tower over next to the. Yeah.
That'll work.
Yep. Very good.
You have entertained the court mightily. You are welcome within these within the bounds of Castle Dusk. Should you ever return, like, be well. May the stars watch over you. And that's sort of like at the far end of the night, essentially, as everybody's heading off to sleep for the evening, and then you make ready in the morrow and start heading out of Castle Dusk. You make a careful note of the time, essentially, according to Burnheart, so that the Jabberwock is not actually on patrol. Burnheart is wondering if you're going to have to bribe the Bandersnatch again, but it's like, fortunately, you do not encounter it again on the way back out.
I have a curiosity question, Lawrence. You said we can bargain with the Jabberwocky.
Yes.
With money. Don't we have like a few thousand gold in a bank somewhere?
Oh,
Yes.
we have like 15,000 in the bank somewhere.
Yeah. Considering that I still have like no magic items other than the belt that we just picked
bargain
up
with the Jabberwock for.
For something, but I don't have the money on me, which is what I wanted to ask about.
The Jabberwock's like,
Maybe the Jabberwock would like to change into the other gender.
It had the belt before I did.
I know.
I would not offer its own items back to it. Unless the acquisition get immediately attacked.
Yeah. That seems like a bad idea.
Okay. I may be a little salty about that one.
So I would, if I am allowed to have the money, at least some money from our vault,
Okay, well, there's nothing like actually trying it. So you can always
Trying what?
offer the dragon a cashier's check and see if he'll take it or not.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's try it at least.
This amuses me greatly, mortal. So you're telling me that if I take this to London, that I could cash it in?
Theoretically, yes. I don't know if they will respect.
Still, Dusk has many fae that can travel to the mortal realms.
In that case,
This
yes.
entertains me. So what? It's like, are you looking for perhaps deadly claws, a suit of armor, a unique magic item?
I don't do armor. I'm looking for anything that can make me tougher or hit harder or actually, you got any tattoos? Like I've been reading, surprisingly I can read about these like magic tattoos or something. You got any of those? Or just like, things that make me
The
tougher.
Jabberwock filters through its pile of treasure for a little bit and pulls out a small blue leather-bound book. It's like, this has some magical symbols that essentially are applied to the body that might be useful to you. Now, I'm assuming any decent enchanter would be able to do this. I will trade you this for 2,000 of your gold crowns.
What does it do?
It's like, it enchants your, well, I guess in your natural weaponry in this case, with elemental cold.
Ooh. I could get behind that. For 2,000?
Plus chills drinks, which I'm told is very useful.
Yes, that is always lovely. All right. I turn to Dirk. I would like to make a withdrawal from the account, please.
All right, so you write the you write the Jabberwocky cashier check. It's like, well, I have your word then. So,
And you know where to find us. We'll be back. If nothing else, I could bring you the 2,000 gold by hand. Just we kind of have somewhere to be at the moment, unfortunately.
no, I'll take your word for it. Essentially, it's like the dragon basically makes this little weird squiggly mark on the ground, and it grows with like rainbow fire. It's like, put a drop of your blood into that.
I will just scratch my hand with my claw and like drip a drop of blood.
The Fey pact is made between us in blood. It's like, you will adhere to your side of the bargain, I will adhere to mine. And
gladly,
lest we face the Fey price.
Yeah, don't want that. But I do want this book. This book looks cool.
So Dirk.
All right, so you have an enchanter's recipe essentially for the frost mark, essentially the frost dragon mark. It allows you to basically enchant your hands and weapons essentially with frost damage.
Is it like an extra D something per attack?
Yes, an extra D something per attack. So it's an extra D6 per attack.
D6 cold damage per attack. I can get behind that.
Okay.
Yeah, not even just the turn attack. Dirk has been running around with some studded leather, and could probably use a little oomph. Does the Jabberwock have anything that might be helpful for him?
This suit of leather armor amuses me greatly as he pulls out this sort of set of black leather armor that seems to be have an oily sheen, rainbow sheen to the outside of it. This armor of slipperiness would allows you to escape any maw or any grasp.
Ooh.
As there's chuckles from Krishana, it's like, it's lube armor. It's lube armor.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Because I'm a halfling, so that might come in really handy.
I'm sure that will even allow you to squeeze into extremely tight spaces even you as a halfling might normally have problems with.
Infiltrator armor. It really is lube.
And what AC is it?
Base AC 13. And other than that, it basically gives you advantage on all checks to be counter grapple or being held, essentially. So
It sounds pretty stylish too. Sounds kind of like Black Widow. Sure.
yes. And then you have a new movement ability of sliding, so you can slide.
Built-in slip and slide.
Whee! Okay, that'll be fun. How much would the Jabberwock like for that?
The Jabberwock would like 1,000 gold for that.
Okay. I will. I'll go ahead and write a check for that and do a same blood agreement.
Okay.
Should Krishana look around for something pretty, or you think she's pretty set?
I don't know. Do you have better armor at this point? I don't recall.
Well, I have the Armor of Shadow, the Eldritch Invocation, which is mage armor at will.
Okay, you just have mage armor at will at this point. Okay.
That's
a good
pretty
one.
bad. That's a pretty bad. Really? You think that's good?
I mean, if you build into it correctly, yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose if you build into it.
Yeah, so you can easily get like 18 AC out of it at the end, right? So it's
And
like,
since it's at will, you basically have it up at all times.
Right.
For
Yeah,
any.
it's true.
Yeah,
And
Krishana's
Dex-
just looking around for something pretty. She doesn't care about anything else.
Okay, so all right. The something catches your eye. There's a beautiful tiara with a teardrop sapphire pendant, basically, sort of dangling from a sort of point towards her that would center right on your forehead. It's like looks very nice. It's the I see you've caught the. I see the. I see that tiara has caught your eye. It doesn't do much, but it does. It has the property of fascinating people that stare at it too long, allowing you to put them
It's a
in a hypnotic
hypnotist.
trance. Is this something you wish, Miss Krishana?
She'll bring it over to Dirk. Dirk, what do you think? This is so pretty.
Oh.
Dirk, make a wisdom save.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Krishana. That's like, I don't want to drool. Oh, 22.
22. You basically shield your eyes from the tiara as you quickly realize this is like sending off like strong enchantment vibes as you're going, this thing has something. This is probably gonna cause me to drool again.
Yeah, Krishana, I don't think this is
Alright,
everyday wear because the whole party will be like drooling again, but it may be very handy in some situations.
You could cast darkness though.
So she's gonna jump him down. So I could get it. How much, Mr.
As you
Jabberwocky?
wish. Let's see here. The quality of the jewels and gems alone would be roughly 1,000. So 1,500.
Okay.
Is that within our price range? You're
Yeah,
It's
we
several
can.
thousands gold because you guys have not spent any money the
Yeah.
whole campaign. Let's put it.
Well, we have spent some, but yeah, we kept spending it at the college, the Wizard College, but
Yes.
and healing people. But yeah, we've got plenty, and you can have it. But you can't wear it every day around us because then it will just mesmerize all of us, and we won't be able to protect you from stuff. So you're going to need to save it for special occasions. Is that okay, or do you want to find something you can wear every day?
This seems okay, I suppose.
Okay, it is lovely.
I have a request to the group. Could I get a druidic focus +1?
Assuming he has one, I don't see why not.
Okay. So the Jabberwock roots around in his hoard and eventually pulls out a small clay figgy. It's like, well, I got this from a druid that I ate once, so I don't know if this is exactly what you're looking for, but
Okay. I hold it close to me and I say, touch the darkness within me. No.
So you
Any of
basically
you play Dark
you
Souls
cant
3?
out some druidic cant and a quick prayer to nature, and it responds. You're going, okay, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
Oh,
Thank you.
all right. 50 gold.
Okay.
50.
Okay.
I
Is there something
do
should? Yeah. Let's see.
I don't know if there's room in the budget for that.
No,
Yeah.
of course there is, and I was thinking if we need to get something for
Owl.
no, well, Al or Ryan, but the thing is they loaded up on all that armor stuff.
Yeah,
They
they
were
said
And
Tyrannog,
Owl have
so I think
basically like pieces of nightwear from the champions of
yeah,
Tirnanog.
they're
They
already
probably don't need anything.
well nigh invulnerable at this point. So I think they're okay.
Hey guys, do I look cool? I just hold up my blue claws.
Fabulous.
Oh, hey Lawrence, out of curiosity, does this need an attunement slot?
Yes, it needs an attunement slot.
Okay, I will make this into a magic item and set my attunement to it.
Okay, Krishana, you have the what is it? The tiara of hypnosis. Should you get someone to stare at the thing for a minute straight, essentially you can hypnotize them and and they will be effectively under the effect of suggestion. This is usable once per day.
And how long does suggestion last?
8 hours, apparently. So you could put someone in a hypnotic trance using this thing after a minute and get them to obey simple commands.
And I'd say, Krishana, your ability to get somebody to look at you for a minute is pretty high.
Yeah,
So this seems
that'll
like a very
work.
good thing for you, yeah.
Krishana's gonna blush and be like, "Thank you, guys."
And I'm thinking that Lawrence is plotting all the different things he wants to try and grab Dirk with. So, so thank you.
Okay, so this is a good point to break at this point. You will assume you make it all the way back to the portal uncontested and transport back to Gwendolyn's sanctuary underneath the Davenport mansion.
Did I give her the red tome, the dragon tome, for that transportation?
I believe so. Yes.
I
I
think
will remove that.
Al said that you guys were discussing it and you were going to decide what you were going to give her in this session because everybody was tired.
Mm.
And the good the red dragon tome basically is as good as any item to hand over since nobody actually knew what it did anyway. So it's like
Well,
So since we don't have it anymore, Lawrence, just say our curiosity. What did it do?
the red dragon tome what is it? Allows you to command a red dragon, essentially for a year and a day.
Oh, so that wasn't the one that took us to Tyrannog?
No, the that is the history of Tir Nadok.
How fitting.
Oh,
It
okay.
is the legendary. What is it? It is called the Legend of Tir Nanog. It is a book about the founding of Tir Nanog, and it has the what is it? This sort of uh, extra dimensional key that was hidden inside the book that allows you to transport to Tir Nanog. The book itself, no one quite knew what it did essentially, but it's still a mystery to be answered.
Mhm.
Does anybody know how to enter in like a spell focus +1?
Ryan, can you help with that?
Oh, I can try. I actually didn't even know those existed until now, but logically it makes sense.
He's really good at making feats or homebrew items or things so that we can click on it and it all is all in the
I
place.
can basically make you a token thingy that looks like your item that affects your stats. That's basically
that's
what I'm
cool.
good at.
One of the things you're
And
good at.
there's almost always a way to do it. One of the few things that there really isn't a way to do it is stuff like Warlock stuff. Like changing your pacts, I don't know. Like that's not even a system that exists yet.
Hmm.
But I could, if there isn't one already, I could probably make you a focus +1. That doesn't sound very hard.
Do you want to help Ricky with the tiara too?
The Hypno Tiara?
Mhm.
Sure. I mean, other than just describing what it does, I really don't think there's a way for me to like set it into like it's just a flavor item, really.
Yeah, I could write it as a custom item to the
Yeah,
room.
it's
Okay.
does it if it requires attunement, I can make you an item that takes an attunement slot. But other than that, like,
Would it require attunement?
is Lawrence still here?
No, it does not require attunement.
Okay.
Okay, so Tiara doesn't require attunement. My cold tattoos require attunement. Does Dirk's armor require attunement?
Is it a +1?
The slip and slide armor.
No,
The
it's
slip
not.
and slide armor does require attunement, yes.
It does.
Slip and slide armor requires attunement. The focus is just a focus. Okay, so I need to make like 3 items.
Really? Focuses are not +1? Or a +1 focus?
I don't
is
think
not?
it does.
I'm pretty sure +1 focuses require attunement.
Well, I'll leave that discretion up to Lawrence. If it requires attunement, I'll make an item.
Well,
think-
yeah, since the Rod of the Pack Keeper requires attunement, I'll assume a +1 spell focus does too.
Okay, so
think-
4 items.
I
No,
think-
3 items.
I think for the armor, it's AC 13, and I'm gonna get advantage on grapples and sliding into things. So I don't.
But don't you also have high dex, so it's already good armor for you as well?
But I'm just saying, I don't think we really have to do anything special. I think I should just get AC 13 armor and. Well, whatever you think. I'm not.
I'll see what I can do.
I'm not thinking that's as complex because I think I just need to remember that I get advantage. But whatever you think.
Well, yeah, since it requires attunement, I'll just, if anything, I'll make you a token that you can use to fill up an attunement slot.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think I've used any attunement slots, so
Mhm.
got them. Yeah, I don't have.
All right.
So,
Good game. Oh, Burnheart, if you could give me some character art, then I can put you in the art for the recording.
okay, different than what I currently have as my...
If you could put, it's just going to be small for me if I pull it off of D&D Beyond. So if you use the same image, you can do that. But if you could drop it into chat or DM me, that'd be great.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the game. That was awesome.
Did that work?
I don't see anything. Was that chat in?
I just did it in the Monday game.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything.
Hmm. Maybe it just hasn't done it yet. Maybe it's
Yeah. Sometimes.
What's your upload speed like?
it should be 20. It's not great.
If it's not great, then it might not have uploaded yet, depending on how high res the image is.
Okay. Were you copying and pasting it, or were you pulling it from the hard drive?
I just dragged it from the hard drive.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't think that would.
If anything, try it again.
Yeah, because you'll be able to see if it comes through, because it'll show for you too.
Oh, well, it placed there. So maybe